Welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X4 starring Zero. I'm your voice in the sky, Brick Road, and upon returning to home base in the last video, Zero discovered that his vapid anime lady friend had up and vanished. Could this be foreshadowing? Sigma stages in the Mega Man X games have always been pretty bad in my opinion. They only get worse in the games where they try to pass off bosses as real characters. Such is the case, unfortunately, with the final weapon, where you have long conversations and anime cutscenes and painfully drawn-out boss fights, but not much in the way of actual stage design. This is one of the few parts of the game where X and Zero's paths diverge. Instead of the one-shot girlfriend Iris, X's helper buddy is a comedic little round guy named Double. Not surprisingly, at the end of Final Weapon 1, Zero has to fight Iris and X has to fight Double. Turns out Double was a spy for Sigma all along, so the betrayal makes sense. In Iris's case, though, you just get a quick apology and then she tries to rip your face off for no reason. She's an inexplicably well-loved character who is only a fan favorite because she has boobs and long hair. She serves no purpose other than to be tragically killed so as to fuel Zero's brooding, tormented soul.
Forgive me, Zero!
You know, lady, you wouldn't need Zero's forgiveness if you just, I don't know, refrained from attacking him? Whatever. As for the fight itself, all you have to know is that your target is Iris's floaty purple candy thing and not her robot armor. She'll flood the screen with little metal bastards and eventually start firing purple lasers at you, but if you keep up the offensive, there's no way her health meter can outlast yours. So yeah, that was the stupid way to deal with the purple lasers. You'll see the correct way later in the fight. If Iris has other attacks besides spawning robots and purple lasers, I've never seen them. Later X games feature harder difficulty settings and scaling boss levels, which alter their attack patterns, but X4, what you see is what you get. And since your health is replenished immediately after the battle, you can't even justify Iris' existence by saying she's meant to be a challenge. She's fan service, she's plot manipulation, pure and simple. After killing her, you're subjected to the most laughable anime scene in the game, which I've thankfully edited out. It's really, really bad. There are two shield monsters in this section. I avoid the first and then kill the second, then climb a long ladder. The funny bit here is that the shield monster can shoot at you, even from off-screen, and leaving the first one alive means one of his shots trails me long after I've left the ladder behind. This one stray shot has hit me more times over the years than I care to remember. Dodging it properly was one of my personal goals for this video. The final area of the level is as difficult as you want to make it on yourself. There are two paths to choose from. If you look very carefully at the top of your screen at certain points in this area, you can see the jagged spikes that line the floors on the top paths. That's why I decided to avoid it. Since there's a full energy refill at the end, all you have to do is abuse the ride armor and your natural hit stun. Just be careful not to take a hit without a wall in grabbing distance or you're going to go straight into the pit. I've pointed out a lot of sections of X4 where Zero has the advantage over X thanks to his agility and the unique range on his saber. Well, meet General. The difference between fighting General as Zero and fighting him as X is like night and day. General's primary attack is to float to the top corner of the room, detach his hands, and fire blue rings which home in on your position. All X has to do here is cling to the opposite wall, dodge the rings, and fire super shots over in the vague direction of General's head. Zero has no ranged weapons, so he actually has to climb onto the hands, get up close and personal with the rings, and that only gives him a small window of time in which he can slash General once. He has to repeat this process over and over and over again. General's secondary attack is to slowly cross the room. You can dash safely underneath this, but if you go over him instead, you give yourself another opportunity to slash General's head once. Like Frost Walrus, Zero cannot clear General's entire form, and the line between his sprite and his hitbox is very vague. Most of the damage I take over the course of this fight is misjudging Zero's second jump and crashing into General's shoulder on my way down. Learning to dodge the rings is really the key to this fight. If you can get up onto the top hand in the left corner of the room, General will have time to shoot 2 blue rings at you. Do not try to anticipate these. If you jump too early, the rings will track you and hit you in the air. Wait until you see the first ring coming, then jump it. Then wait until you see the second ring coming and air dash towards General's head. Slash him just inside the range of your saber to score a hit, then fall onto the hand and immediately dash to the left. If your air dash is too late, you'll crash into General and probably have to eat a blue ring besides. And if you don't dash left immediately after touching down on the hand, you'll be hit by a blue ring as you're trying to retreat. Riding the hand back left is not safe. Make sure you fall all the way to the floor instead, then repeat the process from the beginning. You'll get 2 hits on General every time he executes this phase of his attack, and as long as you keep your wits about you, victory will be assured, if a bit slow. General has another rarely used attack where he sinks all the way to the floor and fires some blue knives at you. This move is laughably telegraphed, and all you have to do is air dash through the fire truck-sized opening in between the knives. Mostly just a time waster, really. What I really want to emphasize here is that to win this fight, all X has to do is stay in the top corner and launch shots. That's it. No strategy required. He can just fire super shots so fast that even trading hits with General isn't a big deal. This fight had to have been deliberately designed to be a pushover for one character and a nightmare for the other. Well, now that Zero has dispatched every important character in the game, or at least every character with a talking anime face, we must be about done. Next video, the final stage and the Maverick refights. Stay tuned.